So when the custom got designed, I wanted to be able to get that Jeff Beck wiggle on the arm. I wanted it to stay in tune. I wanted it to play in tune. I wanted it to have the frets in the right place. I wanted the pickups to have some sort of character that would be enjoyable with the amp. I wanted to be able to get the in-between sounds. So you could get some single coil combinations of stuff. I wanted a big palette of tones coming out of the guitar. That's the way it was designed, and the scale length was halfway between a Les Paul and a Strat, basically. The neck shapes were very reminiscent of stuff that had happened in the 50s. So there was real thought to how it balanced, how it felt, how the neck was carved, all that stuff. But in the end, would the guy use it to play his music on? I didn't know at the time yet. So.
It was still in its infancy stages.
So I have a question for you. All your people sent all these questions, and then we went off on a tirade. What's on the list of questions?
Okay, let's ask a community question for you guys. So, are there any plans?
Take care of you guys out there. Come on.
I'm having the time of my life, guys. I'm sorry. I've been wanting to chat with Paul forever, so you guys can just,
Pound sand. That's great. I'm looking out after your 500,000 people. What's up?
So, do you have any plans to do a USA production line 7-string model? Like of the custom caliber, not S2, not SE, like of actual, say, custom 24 7-string production line model?
Maybe. I can't answer that question because if I tell you, I haven't told my reps yet, I haven't told my distributors yet, I haven't told my stores yet, that's not fair. So if I tell you, it used to be that I could talk in Dallas, and it stayed in Dallas. Now if I talk in Dallas, it's in Germany the next day, next minute. So I can't tell you. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
You're asking me to pre-release product information. I can't do it.
Okay, so
But I'm sorry. People are playing 7 strings, and they're even playing 8 strings.
So that kind of curves into my next question. So given the rise in the popularity of extended range guitars, like you said, in 7 strings and 8 strings, do you personally feel that in the next 10, 15 years, that is a market that simply will not be able to be ignored by majority of guitar manufacturers?
I have no idea. It is being driven by the bands that want to get new sounds. I mean, come on. It's brand new.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just got Paul Reed Smith to Gent. You saw it first here on the air.
What does gent mean?
So gent is like an entire subgenre and subculture of a tone. Have you heard of the band Meshuggah?
Yeah. Periphery.
Yeah, Periphery. It's another example. It's kind of a low drop tune, chuggy sound. It's basically describing the tone that you get when you are palm muting a low open note, like gent, 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 gent. That's basically what you just did.
Yeah.
And all the kids are obsessed with it right now.
Yeah,
and I think you just made a lot of people happy by doing that.
Great. But if the bands aren't doing that in 15 years, then they won't be doing that. I don't know. Look, the guitar is a harpsichord in which you can change the length of the strings with your hands, and it's very intimate because you can wiggle the string like on a violin, you can bend the strings, there's all kinds of wild things you can do. There's a huge amount of notes available. It's got a big octave swing in it. It's just 1, 2, 3, like almost 4 octave instrument, right? It's a wonderful instrument, absolutely wonderful instrument. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you right now, if we get another Hendrix and he's playing 9 strings, oh boy, hold on to your hand. I don't know what's going to happen. They weren't selling Stratocasters when he picked one up. Man, they're still selling them now. I was in the Fender booth, and I walked in. I said, "You guys got 2 dead guys selling shit from the grave." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Stevie Ray Vaughan and Hendrix, and I can't dig them up. I want to dig them up and talk to them. I can't dig them up." They were cracking up. I mean, it had been over 10 years that each of them passed away, so I figured it was fair game. People change music. Elvis got bands to go from 35 people to 3 or 4. It was big band, and then it was Elvis, right? It happens over and over again. And the Beatles said, you can write these beautiful love songs and play in these bands, and it was extraordinary. The guitars were carrying the rhythm more than the drummer in that band, right? And
Do you see that continuing as
I see the thing continuing where the bands got too big and sophisticated and grunge shows up, and the bands get too sophisticated and then Jack White shows up and there are two people in a band, and then the bands get too sophisticated and it shows up again. It happens over and over and over and over.
So do you think we are currently in a sophistication cycle, as you would say, in terms of progressive music being more popular and viable?
I think we are, yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm listening to the radio, it all sounds like the same song. You could tack them all together, it's the same song. That's not cool. You know, and then you sit in a diner and you hear Mac the Knife and you hear, Secret Agent Man, you hear this. They're all different songs. But you can't tack Mac the Knife and Secret Agent Man together and have it be the same song. But the stuff on the radio now, a lot of it you can. I don't know. I think there's this great music comes along from time to time. Watching the Stevie Wonder special that was just out, all this great music. We're watching Lady Gaga go after one of his tunes and drill it. Oh my God. When James Brown died, they gave the nod to a woman. That was Christina Aguilera coming up out of the floor and singing It's a Man's World. And she drilled it. Hello, McFly. Oh, she did such a good job. So there's still a lot of great music going on. Don't get me wrong, there is. You're asking me what's the future of 7 strings and 8 strings? I don't know, because I don't know what music's going to be then. Right now, it's big.